Simply put, a good newsletter should be making you money. When I build a content calendar for any brand, it focuses specifically on products first and brand awareness second. Now, when it comes to brand awareness in a content calendar, you can do it, but you should only be doing it if you have relevant things to tell your customer about. Unless you have really compelling ways to do brand awareness, then it's really not worth doing in your newsletter. People who have signed up for your newsletter have already shown a level of intent, meaning they're ready to buy if you can show them something that they really want. Now, sometimes that will have to include giving them a compelling offer. But I think you're going to be very surprised how often you can mix up the products that are already on your site into relevant categories and make an entire content calendar out of it in no time. I'm going to show you 2 large brands that are not my clients, and we are going to go through their website and create a content calendar for them just based on their menu. And my goal for this video is so that you can take this, apply it to your own brand, and you'll have an entire content calendar for the rest of the year within the hour. The first brand we're going to do this for is called RVCA. We're going to break these messages out into 7 different themes. The first theme is collections. So this would be a category of products that is grouped together by some sort of common style or aesthetic. Next would be product types. This would be things like tees, hoodies, shorts, so on. Then we have new arrivals. So this is any new products being added to the site. Then we have best sellers or trending products. And this is going to be based on the last 30 days or so. Then we have clearance. So this is going to be old products that we want to sell at a discount to make room for new products. And we have holiday sales. So this is going to be messages you're for sure going to send through sales periods like Easter or Black Friday. Product spotlights. Pick a best-selling product, give some context behind it, and you'll get more sales plus do some brand building in the process by showing some behind-the-scenes type content. Now, I know I said 7 themes, but here are some bonus ones that are going to apply to most types of businesses. Loyalty program, charity, limited edition, some sort of YouTube or content series. All right, so now we're going to go through their website and see what they have on here. So I'm just on this is the Ruka site right here. This is their main homepage. So I'm just going to go to the menu up top and we're going to look at men's. Oh, there we go. So you can see here they have all of these different clothing types, right? This is going to be our product types. These tees, hoodies, fleece, shorts, all those types of things. Then they have these things over here called collections, and they have it broken up into Hawaii, things like day shift. So just so I can give you an idea of what these collections actually are, because I think the product type is pretty self-explanatory, I'll go ahead and click on this. And you can see, obviously, as the name implies, each of them are Hawaiian themed. So we'll do the same thing, go back up here for women. We see, again, a couple of different types of product types that maybe are specific to women, like these dresses and rompers. And then you have swimsuits and things like that. So based on what they had available, I've written it out categorically within this spreadsheet. So now we're going to take these ideas and turn them into an actual content calendar. So as you can see, I've only marked a couple of things here, just the specific holiday sales that we're going to be running, other things like little holidays that we may not be running a sale for, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So as you can see, super basic. We're just going through, we're marking what days we're going to be doing these sales on, and that's it. And I would recommend that you go through and mark down all the days that you're going to be doing holiday sales because those are set in stone, right? You're not going to change that. So no matter what we plan next, it should be planned around that because you're definitely going to be doing it. So for the President's Day sale, for example, I know that I'm going to be running a sale that whole weekend, so I'm going to go ahead and block that out now. Now in May, talking about a holiday like Mother's Day, you're going to want to plan for that in advance because people are going to want to be able to get those gifts in time for that holiday, so they're going to have to order ahead of time. So what I like to do is plan these out starting about 2-3 weeks ahead of time and then work my way down toward it. So you can see we have the Mother's Day top picks about 3 weeks earlier. Then we're going to do a don't forget kind of a reminder email and then a last chance to get it before Mother's Day depending on shipping times. Similarly, for St. Patrick's Day, maybe you want to do something like a theme design or a special one-off item that you sell just around that holiday. So you're going to want to think about it the same type of way. So following the same type of logic, we have a custom St. Patrick's tee dropping about 3 weeks before. We do a reminder email and a last chance to get it. Non-sale holidays often give you the opportunity to create a one-off item, and things like St. Patrick's Day or Halloween are fucking perfect for this kind of thing. Since all of these are time sensitive, you're going to want to plan these out first and then base everything else around that. Now we're going to go through and plan out our new arrivals. And for a business like apparel, this is often going to include limited edition drops. You may or may not want to do this for your business, but if you're considering not doing it, let me just tell you right now that it is one of the best ways to create urgency, drive sales, and create more content for your calendar. So since January is the slow season for most brands, especially apparel, this is a perfect time to drop a limited limited edition item, because when you do that during this time, it is limited edition, meaning there are only so many units that you have. And if somebody wants it, they have to buy it during this time. So it doesn't matter if it's slow season or not. So depending on your brand, you're going to have to test out when product drops work the best for you. We're going to launch this one on Friday. And for the purpose of this video, we're going to launch other new arrivals, different product types, things like that, on Fridays as well. Now, let's say the target goal is to sell out of that limited edition item within 4 weeks. You should plan to send at least 2 more emails, and in this one, we're going to do a reminder email and a last chance email, but depending on how fast that product is selling out, you may have to move these around. All right, so now for our general product drops. So there are a few ways that you can do this. You can release large collections, or you can segment things out and not release everything all at once. The upside to doing it all at once is that you have potential bestsellers in your catalog that now you can sell all season long. But the upside to doing it segmented out is that you always have reasons to get your customer to come back to the site because you have something new on it all the time. And if you do segment it out, you can do it in a couple of ways. So the first way would be to segment it out into collections. Like we showed before, this is the Hawaii collection. Or you could do it by segmenting by product type. And in some cases, you can even do both depending on how many products your business is creating. For the purpose of this video and our lack of insider knowledge on how RVCA works, we're gonna go ahead and do these product drops by the product type. So January 1st, we know RVCA has a lot of workout clothing. So with a new year, new me type of campaign, this is a perfect time to release some of that stuff. So now again, taking account into the timing of the year, let's plan to launch products every other Friday. So now we have new drops for jackets, tees, flannels, pants. And because we had the St. Patrick's tee already launching on this day, I went ahead and skipped a week after it. And then we have the new hats and the new shorts. And by the way, let's say that you don't have all of these product types. You know, maybe you don't carry jackets and flannels, but you do have a lot of tees that you're going to be dropping throughout Q1 and Q2. Then you can break this up by launching just a certain amount of that product type every month. So say you have 20 tees that you're going to drop in Q1, break that up into around 7 new tees every month, or at least 10 the first month and then 10 on the third month. Now, this next one may be something that you have to decide throughout the year. It's just depending on how things are selling. But if you have a group of products that still have a lot of units left before you drop the new set of them, then what you could do is send an email 2 to 3 weeks in advance of that drop to try and sell your remaining inventory. And just to be clear, this wouldn't be a clearance email. This would be somewhat more of a reminder email, just highlighting a specific product type or collection. So for example, we're going to assume that pants probably won't do very well because maybe it's a relatively new product type for us and it hasn't been selling well in the past and it's something we're trying to build up. So we're going to send a reminder email a few weeks before. So based on the timing of the other emails that we have there, we want to fit it in nicely and space them out. Now let's say we're launching shorts in March. It's probably been cold before now, so it hasn't been selling well. There's probably some left over from the holiday season, so we'll want to send a reminder email for that one as well. Now our must-have emails for sales and product launches are set, so we can start filling in the blanks with our other email themes. So now I've gone through and put each of these collections about every other week. In the new year, we know we just had a lot of holiday sales, so now's a good time to push out some clearance items. For a product spotlight behind the designs type of email, that should be picked when a clear bestseller arises, and that can be hard to predict. However, based on when we're releasing new products and we know what sells well historically, we can kind of estimate on when that will be. So you can see here for the new tees, I can plan to do a bestseller product spotlight email about 2 weeks later. And I know hats is also going to be a bestseller, so I can do the same thing here. So to give you an example on what a product spotlight email should look like, let's take this product for example. All you're really looking to do here is kind of talk about the designer, have the designer talk about what inspired them to create this product, maybe show some initial concepts and like actually how they were designing it, just to highlight the product and give the customer more reasons to resonate with it. All right, so for trending products emails, I usually save those for holiday sales specifically. So obviously during a holiday sale, each of these will be themed. For the first one, you might have something like just an announcement email. You might have different categories. And then for this one, usually that's a good time to run the best sellers. So you're pretty much just going to put a link to it. So the 3 themes that we still have remaining are all what we considered extras, but I would highly recommend them for most brands. So for the loyalty program, all you got to do is every once in a while send an email just reminding the customers about the loyalty program to sign up for it, and then send a link to that loyalty program landing page. For a charity collaboration, this could either be one single product. You could do a certain period of time that you're giving a certain percentage of sales to charity. Whatever it is, I highly recommend doing it. It does a lot of brand building on its own. Customers love it, and you just get to give back, which is great. And the last one's going to be a YouTube series. So for this one, obviously this is going to require a little bit more planning and structure than a lot of these other emails, as it is something that you're going to have to produce. This is one of the brand building emails that I do recommend, as it is very likely that out of successful content, you'll be able to create successful products. So just like that, we've added 3 YouTube series to our calendar, 1 per month, pretty nice and spaced out. So it's also important to remember that this calendar is not set in stone. Things are going to come up, you're going to move things around, and that's okay. But looking through this right now, our content calendar is pretty stacked up. So what we're going for here is about an average of 2.5 emails per week. So if you did 2 the week before, maybe you do 3 the next week, and you go for about a 2.5 average. And before we move on to the next brand, I just want to say that if you're looking at this and you're like, well, I don't have enough products to fill this out, that's okay. This should be your goal. If you don't have enough products and you don't have enough content, then you shouldn't be sending emails all the time. The last thing you want to be doing is to be sending your customer the same thing over and over again. Now, applying the same ideas, let's quickly create a content calendar for a supplements brand called Life Extension. So we're going to open the menu here. And as you can see, it's going to be a little bit different from apparel, but by benefit, for example. So this is going to be like our collections, right? So the blood pressure collection, the bone health collection. And then when we go back here, these nutrient types, amino acids, antioxidants, these are all going to be like our product types, for example, like our teas, our hats. And then they do have a couple of other products here like lab tests, and they have a wellness blog that we can use for content. Now, here is the exact same type of breakdown that we had for RVCA. New arrivals for this type of brand are obviously going to be way less often, so we're going to have to take that into account. Clearance is going to be kind of a weird term for this type of industry, but essentially, let's say if a new formula is coming out and you want to get rid of the old one, or if maybe there's, obviously a shelf life for all of these, some products may be coming to an end and you want to get those out sooner than later. That's what we would consider clearance in this scenario. All right, so here is the calendar for Q1. So again, this is right at New Year's, so getting into weightlifting, overall health is going to be a huge push for this type of brand, so that's what we're going to focus on, especially in January. So January 1st, we have the weight management plus overall health email. Then right after that, sticking with the YouTube series style content, we can go right into a fitness type of content. Like I said, they offer lab tests, so this would be a perfect time to get like a baseline for the year and set yourself up for success, so you'd be pushing that as well. So with their blog, they do a couple of different types of content. They'll do, educational content and break down benefits of certain types of things. So we have that with the Women's Health Product Plus blog and the Men's Health Plus blog. And then they also do recipes, which is great. So we break that up. We'll say we're going to do 2 educational blog posts a month plus 2 recipes per month. So that's about 1 piece of content per week. Wellness Specialist is another service that they offer that would be good to push right at the beginning of the year. Say you don't know exactly how to reach your goals, this would be a perfect type of service to offer at this time. Again, sticking with fitness, protein is going to be a big thing to push right now. This is also cold and flu season, so immune health would be another good thing to push. Valentine's Day is coming up, and they have a sexual health section. I would start pushing that 2-3 weeks leading up to it and talking about Valentine's Day specifically. So for a brand like this, we can assume that the fitness push at the beginning of the year is going to be their biggest thing. So just like we did for RVCA, I went back through and I added specific collections to fill out the content calendar. So we have another YouTube series video around dieting, another immune health email. This could be a blog post around sleep and links to specific products in that collection. This pet health and food and drink products. We have our recipes for the month, and these would all be collection emails as well. We have a final YouTube series for the quarter. And then for St. Patrick's Day, I thought it would be interesting to do something around liver health because everyone's going to be going out drinking that day. So when it comes to holidays like this, again, it's great to create content around that specific holiday. Just like with Valentine's Day, when we know everyone's going to be having sex during that holiday, we're pushing the sexual health supplements. Same with St. Patrick's Day, we know everyone's going to be going out drinking, so let's talk about liver health. Even if you're not creating a specific product for that holiday, it does create a great opportunity to dive into specific content around it that can sell your products. Now repeat this process for the other 3 quarters and you'll have a content calendar for the entire year. Now instead of going into Klaviyo or MailChimp on the day of thinking what email am I going to send today, you can spend a few hours each month and build out your content calendar for the entire quarter. It's that fucking simple. And by the way, I didn't exactly specify which one should be emails and which one should be SMS. You can do all of these for both and just spread them out. Now, I would highly recommend not doing as many SMS as you're going to do emails. Emails you can do a lot more of and your audience won't get burned out. Or you could also, if you're going to be releasing products especially, Then a couple of days before you do it on email, do it on SMS. And then obviously with things like holiday sales, you're going to want to work in SMS pretty much every day, and that's fine. If you found this video useful, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot. This is a new channel. I'm really trying to get it off the ground. And if you're looking for the best way to collect email and SMS subscribers in the first place, just click the video above, and I'll see you in the next one.